Well, hello. Here I am. What am I gonna talk about now? I don't really know. Oof. Okay. Let's say that I kinda have some subtopics. I actually don't use a script. I just have some ideas of what I wanna talk about. For example, last video I didn't have any script or any ideas. I just happens. I really didn't have anything in mind. It just happened that I have some ideas. But for example, this video I was trying to record it yesterday, but I realized that there were 40 minutes I was completely in blank. I had nothing. So well, yesterday I'm recording this August 11. So yesterday was 10. Yeah, I was trying to record this yesterday. It was 40 minutes and I had nothing, literally nothing. So I stopped recording. I delete that footage and I grabbed my notebook and started writing some ideas of want to talk about. Again, not a script, but yes, ideas of what I want to talk. I'm not getting live support like in real life. Well, I want to talk about PvP and PvE games. That I was talking to a friend, for example, like let's say, well, any PvP game in general. Let's say if they are freaking MOBAs or FPS. I was talking about leaving a game. This also applied to PvEs, but let's say for example, they were making jokes like once you enter, I don't know, LOL, you can leave. There's a drug and I don't know what, and or Overwatch that it's bad for you, would you keep playing and stuff like that. They're PvP games. There is not a PvP game that is not non-toxic. That one of my friends told that commentary that once you enter you can leave, and I was like, not only with that game, it's like in general, like there are still people that still play Team Fortress 2 nowadays, dude. Like it's actually about you start playing a game, you learn that game, and well, it's annoying entering into a new game and actually trying to learn new mechanics and stuff. It's so why I feel people stay to a singular game, but because of that, like people get used to that game, so they don't want to learn another one. But it's that, like, you already learn a game, you don't want to learn another one of the style, another PvPs. I mean, there is PvPs racing games, but there is not much difference. Just race, Mario Kart or Crash Team Racing, like the only ones with different mechanics. But in general, one Need for Speed and Forza Horizon, they're not that different between each other. Obviously, the physics and stuff, but they're not that mechanically different. I play Forza Horizon 5 and actually playing Need for Speed Hit at the same time. And well, the state of Overwatch, people, I feel like the most people that complaining, well, another thing is what I want to talk about is about balance in those games. I understand that you have to have a balance in PvP games, but in a PvE game, dude, it's kinda hard to talk about. I mean, but let's start again with PvP since we started the topic with that. In PvP games, I understand that you have to make characters balanced, like don't make it overpowered and stuff. But for that, also you think you have to not only balance characters but the mechanics of the game, like HP characters and damage do and resist, because sometimes they have mechanics of damage reduction like armor in Overwatch. For what I can see, the most, well, you know that in Overwatch you have, in the majority of the games, but Overwatch you have freaking tank role, DPS role, and support role. And when they do balances to the game, the only, if you pay close enough attention, let's say the part of the streamers and stuff. The only ones that are complaining about the balances or another characters being broken and stuff are the DPS players. Like tanks are always okay and supports are always okay, but the DPS are always crying that, oh damn, I can kill these support, they're so broken, they should nerf them. Tank is broken, he's killing all my team alone, they should nerf it. Dude, it only happens with DPS. You see support players and tank players vibing. And DPS are always complaining. Not all DPS players. I wanna say that not everyone. Big majority of DPS players that complain. Because even though when a buff to a tank character or support tank character happens, the tank players or support players says, we didn't ask for this, but I'll take it. Like they're not like, yes, finally some new buffs or such. To PvE games, we can take an example right now, Warframe, which I'm playing right now. But the specific that I want to talk about was actually Helldivers. I know that the first 4 months of the game was freaking huge for everyone because the game had like it was literally over a 500,000 players active at the same time. But now you see and it have like just 20,000 stuff like that, and freaking Arrowhead keep putting major orders like impossible for the amount of players we have now. Like right now, I think right now, no, the last major order was to kill 500 million enemies in like a week. And it's like, bro, like people aren't playing your game anymore. Please take in consideration that thing. At the beginning of the people leaving the game was because they were stupidly massive nerfing the players, and it was already fun to play because, well, also all the nerfs you have and the amount of buffs that the bugs or bots had, like patrols every 1 minute, literally like was 1.5 minutes. The fact that you get more patrons spawning if you remove all the outposts is also like, it doesn't make sense. That nerfing damage for the weapons and nerfing the magazines, they could giving a lot of cooldowns to the players. People are starting to get bored of the game because it's being massive stupid. Dude, why are you balancing to make a fire fade for freaking bots, dude? Like on the box, they're not players. Well, there is the theory that actually one of the devs that is, well, it's acronym called Joel, plays with you. He can, it's actually, it got kind of confirmed a little bit time ago that devs can enter your match and move stuff in there, like just spawning enemies nearby you. But they got kind of confident they can do that, and I don't know if they buff characters because of that. But this is stupid. Like, no, let's make it fair for the bots, poor bots and bugs, poor enemies that are controlled by an AI. And then you have Warframe, for example, that you just obliterate enemies behind enemy. I know it's in a different context, but what I'm trying to say, if you're gonna, let's take in Helldivers, the example of, if you're gonna make that freaking enemies spawn literally anytime, dude, because literally you're getting overwhelmed by the enemies every single time in the game, you have no rest. You don't have to nerf the freaking weapons and magazines. You don't have to nerf the players. You okay, and also because they added a bunch new enemies that are also annoying. If you're gonna make that enemies spawns every time, you have to make them easy to kill. You don't, it's like, cause it's not fair that you have a ton of enemies on top of you and you can barely kill them because you only have 4 magazines on your weapon, or you have a lot of cooldowns on your stratagems. The enemies make them way easier to kill and stop buffing them, dude. And if you're gonna buff the enemies, which they are really hard to kill actually, or the game is actually almost impossible to play in solo. Dude, nerf both the enemies, yes, yeah, but you have to lower the spawn rate, dude. Make it more fair, dude. If you're gonna make me sweat in a battle, make it is once every, I don't know, 30 minutes or something, where you have back your cooldowns, but not like this. I know with Warframe is a different story kinda, because yeah, you have hordes and unstoppable hordes of enemies, but yeah, they never stop coming, but you can kill them easily, dude. You don't have to fight with yourself at the time you fight the enemies, which is the majority of the case in Helldivers. You have to fight your cooldowns and the enemies at the same time, and your heals and stuff, because that's another thing, dude. The armor rating in there doesn't feel right. Like, you have to freaking play with medium armor almost the time, because of them you have almost the mobility of the light armors, and you're not as slow as a heavy armor is. And the heavy armor doesn't help you that much. It kinda does, but it's not that useful. So also the armors are not great. I don't know what the devs are thinking, dude. Seriously, it's really annoying. And in the last patch, when they added the freaking last war bundle and the new difficulty and stuff, they nerfed the player and add new enemies. It wasn't a big of a nerfs. It was like just like magazine. Well, they did nerf the fire damage. So yeah, no, it was a nerf. It was big, it was small, but it was a nerf. And they add the new third difficulty, and they add new enemies, dude, like a lot. My god, dude, I said it one time and I'll say it again, dude. If you wanna make a stupidly awful, bad, and annoying enemy, make him that he runs away from you. I mean, for the player, and he also becomes invulnerable, while he can still damage you. That's how you make a bad enemy, dude. A unfun bad enemy to play. My god, I hate those freaking attacks with the IO. Like, at least the other ones has a freaking, the ones that with the Hesper is on top of you, but they're annoying but fun to play. But yeah, another thing that is wrong in Helldivers that I don't know what are they doing, but that happens a lot, is the crashes, dude. The game crash a lot, and again, the stuff that you can't really play in solo. Sometimes you just don't have friends to play with, and you don't want to play with randoms, because the randoms, let's not gonna say that they're bad at the game, but the majority are trolls or throw on purpose that I have really already seen. Some others are really good, but the majority are, it's not fun to play with randoms. Like, for example, in Warframe you have enemy spawn rate in proportion to squad size. In Helldivers you don't. In Helldivers, however it is the freaking size of the team, you always have, if it's a full squad. Yeah, you're forced to play with 4 players. That's another thing that I'm really annoyed of Helldivers, and that's why I haven't played that much recently. No enemies. Literally a survival with no enemies. Great game, Digital Extreme. Keep it going. By the way, that's actually Digital Extreme's fault. Like, the game doesn't function as intended, because the freaking servers of Warframe, the cores of the game are literally dead. Warframe use Intel cores to have this freaking servers running, and a little bit some days ago they put like the Intel core servers literally died. Intel lost a lot of money there because of that. They don't want to freaking fix the servers, and now they have, well, not they, we are paying the consequence of their actions as usual. Today, I'm sorry, but today was a video of complaints. Boca. If you give me a chance, I can enter. If we don't get it here, well, the video will end here anyways. Bullshit. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hearing. Let me know in the comments if you wanna hear me talking about another topic or anything else. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.